I'm a massive Pochettino fan, as you know, but this isn't the Pochettino from Tottenham Hotspur. This isn't the guy that got so much out of it. And anybody who remembers those teams, they played a completely different football from this one. Those were teams that had the work ethic, they had the pressing, they obviously had less quality. It almost seems to me, and this goes back to what Frank said earlier, is that Pochettino arrived and said, I've got Neymar and Messi. I cannot ask Neymar and Messi to go and do what I used to ask Harry Kane and Heung-min Son to do, because those are different types of players. So I'm not going to be, Mr. Arrogant, my tactics are going to win this. I'm going to give you the freedom. Now, if you have a superstar and you're going to give him that kind of freedom, you have to know how to do it. You have to read the moment. You have to know how to handle them, and you have to put the pieces around them and get the pieces to work. And obviously, he hasn't been able to do that. And like I said, it's not just tonight. It's really since he arrived. This has not felt like a team, and it certainly hasn't felt like a Pochettino team. I think the only people who can be happy tonight are all those people at Old Trafford who supposedly can't wait for Mauricio Pochettino to go there.
If he goes to Old Trafford, obviously there's a vacant spot then at PSG. Your boy Zidane, Frank, would you want it? Do you think he'd want it?
I don't know. I just have one concern about that. He's a guy from Marseille. He has his face painted on the big wall, in the big building in Marseille. If he does that, he would be betraying Marseille. So I don't know. I can't even compare with somebody else. It's like Messi one day being the coach of Real Madrid. What do you think will happen? That's exactly what I want to go. And or Maldini being the coach of Paolo Maldini being the coach of Inter Milan. What people will say. So I don't know if he will do that. In a way, I would love to see that, because I want to see if finally somebody can change the mentality of that squad, of that club, of that dressing room. I would love to see that, but I'm not in Zidane's head. I don't know what he wants, and I'm not sure it's going to happen.
Right.
Hey.
Karim Benzema is very good.
Yes, he is. yes, he is. And the third goal. Now, the other finishes were wonderful from Benzema, and the movement of the ball in those finishes were wonderful. The pressure on Donnarumma, whether you think it's a foul or not, but the initial pressure was there, and then the finish, second goal, finds himself in a really good position, movement of the ball, turn, finish. The third goal is just the definition of world class. As the ball comes out to him, he's already seeing where Donnarumma is. He's already anticipating where the defenders are. And he knows in a fraction of a second, I take this with the outside of my right foot, I have a chance. If I take this with the outside of my right foot, Donnarumma cannot react in time. The defenders can't get to me. They can't close out the space. This is a moment in which where everybody else is moving at a certain speed and everybody else is freaking out, Karim Benzema, calm, to be able to execute in a moment of high pressure. That is a world-class player.
He just seems to get better and better with age, Frank.
Yes, he's the only French pride of the night, I would say, today. Yes. The guy is absolutely fantastic. I mean, 34 years old. Remember the first leg, I said he's not ready. I don't see the point to put him because he won't serve his team the way he should. But since then, I think he scores 3 goals in 3 games in La Liga, and tonight 3 goals. And as Ali said, the cleverness of his third goal is absolutely magical. And the guy, after having served Ronaldo the best he could, he became the skipper of that team. And without him, I can tell you, Real Madrid would never be the Real Madrid we can see now.
Obviously, Gab, there's a lot of speculation. We've mentioned Kylian Mbappe. I'll go first because I wanted to switch to Luka Modric and say how on earth Real Madrid are going to replace him, because once again tonight he showed why he won the Ballon d'Or and why he is held in such high regard.
I think with Modric, what you're seeing as he gets older, and great players who get older, they know their bodies so well. They know how to pace themselves. They know exactly how many times they can sprint throughout a game and make it so that they should pick their spots for when they make it count. Very little is wasted with Modric. He's got such an eye for it. You saw it at the weekend as well, the way he linked up with Camavinga against Real Sociedad. He really is a gem. And can he be replaced? No, he can't be replaced when he decides to hang up his boots, and I think he's going to stick around another year. It's going to have to necessarily be somebody different, somebody interpreting the position differently than he does, because tonight he was, not just him, but he was absolutely monumental.
How much admiration do you have for him?
Oh, I love me some Luka Modric. And the more you watch him play, the more you appreciate the little things that he does in the game, and how he has such a great feel for what the team needs in that particular moment. Toni Kroos, because of whatever injury he's carrying, a hamstring, he was largely ineffective. So where was the passing going to have to come from? Well, it was going to have to come from Luka Modric. Where was the running out of the midfield going to have to come from? From Luka Modric as well. If the defending is what the team needed, then he was willing to do that. It is, when you see Luka Modric, it's the full picture of what a midfielder should be. And he does so many good things for this team that perhaps go unnoticed because we're paying attention to Vinicius, because we're paying attention to Benzema, and rightfully so. These guys in the final third obviously put that final touch on the ball, put that final goal, that game-winning goal, those moments that we think of. But it all came from something that possibly and potentially was all introduced into the play because of Luka Modric. He sees a bigger picture than everybody else and a clearer picture than everybody else on the field, and his execution is magnificent.
Isn't it funny? When me and you were in Spain together in August, opening weekend, Benzema, Bale, Hazard was the front three. Not even mentioned.
Nope.
Not even in the build-up to the game. No one's talking about Hazard or Bale. After the game, no one's saying, well, they did it without these two world-class players. That's how forgotten they are.
Yeah. Oh, they're beyond an afterthought. They're no longer part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Even today, when Real Madrid are chasing the game and they need goals, they need somebody to do something different, or they're pushing forward. You're not looking down the bench and saying, hey, Hazard, come on this way. No, he's not even an option.
Yeah.
Bale, nowhere to be found. You're looking for other players. It's Rodrigo, and it's Asensio, and Modric, and Vinicius Jr., and Benzema. And the quality of Karim Benzema is just at an entirely different level than everybody else. And you add that with Modric and Vinicius, who was active throughout the course of the night. He was always dangerous. He was always forcing Hakimi back to defend, which then limited the outlet on the right-hand side from PSG. Real Madrid should be very proud of how much of a team effort this was and how much of an organized group this was. And it was very clear to see one team on the field and a bunch of guys running around on the other half.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.